My Lords, I rise to offer the Green Group's agreement to the legal aims of all of the speakers so far. If we look at amendments 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, they seek to keep protections for environmental and particularly climate change issues, for public health issues, particularly for workers' rights issues. I do note the very strong support that Amendment 5 has, and also to offer support for Amendments 100, 101 and 102 in terms of the need for democratic control of this House, something we seem to spend a lot of time talking about these days. And I would very much agree with the words of the noble lady Baroness Bryan about we're keeping basic minimum standards here, so it's very hard to see why the government could disagree with any of these amendments. However, where I think I can offer something different is in terms of some of the sentiments expressed in our debate thus far. The noble Lord Lennie said we've seen a century of rising standards, and I think that's broadly true if you start from the beginning and the end. But I think in recent decades, we've seen some real fall in standards. And if we look at the state of the world, whether it's the natural environment or climate emergency, then of course what we've seen is a real massive degradation. And the noble Lord Fox said there's no point in trade that reduces our standards. And I'd very much agree with that. But I think we have a real problem that so much trade in the past has. I was on Friday at a launch of a report by the Greenhouse and Green European Foundation think tank on trade and investment requirements for zero carbon. And that really set out how much damage trade has done historically. However, what we're debating are these amendments, and however much we might want to shape towards a trade world that has less trade in it, that has far better trade in it, that doesn't build in environmental destruction and exploitation of workers, what we don't want to do is go backwards. And what these amendments seek to do, as other noble lords have said, is modestly ensure that we don't go backwards. So I commend these amendments to the committee.